Is weird, odd, strange, or just plain bizarre is really your cup of tea? Then, the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast will give you that fix. Can't believe it? Well, listen for yourself as we deliver the strangest news you definitely won't find on CNN or Fox. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast.
Welcome back to the GSMC Weird News Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, presented on and by the GSMC Podcast Network to fulfill all of your podcasting needs. Yes, I am back and I made it. And last week we had a situation where we talked a little bit about $16 million cocaine party, $16 million cocaine vacation. A woman decided she was going to move about $16 million worth of cocaine to get this free vacation. We talked about that last week. I also talked to you guys about some very expensive tomatoes, a lot of other things that we had going on. I didn't really think that I was going to be able to top last weekend. I wasn't last Monday. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do that. But I think I found some things that might be able to top all that. But let me just tell you about something I saw today. Now, my gym is near the train tracks. And nothing ever good happens near train tracks. Nothing good ever happens near train tracks. Just life lesson. If this is all you ever take from listening to me, I need you to know that nothing good happens near train tracks, behind the liquor store, or under the freeway. Don't go to those places if you want good things to happen to you. Never, ever go there. So I'm at my gym and I leave my gym, and because it's near the train tracks, there's like a guy that hops off the train and he's on a skateboard, being real reckless. I don't even know how this happened, but he skated off the train and then directly on the sidewalk, which I personally thought it was outstanding. I don't know how anyone does anything with that type of caliber. And he was holding the bag as well. Now, when he skates off the train, he almost hits this guy that's blowing leaves. There's a guy blowing leaves, and the guy on the skateboard almost hits him. And the guy blowing leaves, mind you, he's probably he's 56 years old. He wore an orange vest, got this thing on his back. He's holding this pipe and he's blowing leaves. And this guy on the skateboard's like, "Hey, what up, though?" And I'm like, really? In my mind, I'm like, really? You just skated off a skateboard with bags in your hand. You're about to be like, "What up?" to the dude that's blowing leaves? Let me let you know one thing. If there's two people you never want to pick a fight with in your life, it'd be Mike Tyson and somebody blowing leaves. Anybody blowing leaves has seen more fight. They've seen more fight in their pinky finger than your whole family has in generation after generation. If you're blowing leaves with that thing on your back and you're blowing them, you don't really want to run up on nobody like that. So the guy with the skateboard skates around the guy with the leaf blower, and the leaf blower guy is like, "What's popping? I have nothing to lose. I've been blowing these leaves for 35 years. What do you want to do?" And it got me because the guy on the skateboard's he has his hands up and he's skating in a circle with his hands up. And I was like, yo, how do you do that? I didn't even understand how it was possible. And dude with the leaf blower leaves his area of leaves and is walking towards this guy on the skateboard with a leaf blower. He's just walking towards him with the leaf blower. What do you want to do? I've seen more in my life. Basically the guy who had the leaf blower, he had a look on his face that said, "I was in Nam." He had that "I was in Nam" look on his face. And then dude just skated off. I don't want those problems. I don't want those kind of problems. And it reminded me of the internet, because that's how the internet works, right? So since everyone's going bad on Kanye, I've been reading all this stuff on Twitter. People are saying outrageous things to Kanye. If I see you on the street, I'm going to shove that Trump hat. Really? But if you seen them on the street, what would you really do? You're like, "Hey, Kanye. Hey, love lockdown. I ain't saying she a gold digger." You love Kanye. Anyway, that's what happened to me today. I had to share that with you guys. So if you're ever skating near the train tracks and you get off of the train, don't run up on nobody that has a leaf blower. Again, for the record, 3 places where good things don't happen: near the train tracks, behind the liquor store, or under the freeway. Don't go to any of those places. This is where we're going to start today with. Okay. So this guy confessed having sex with a horse. right? So he broke into a stable, and basically he's been charged with a sexual assault of an animal and second-degree robbery. Here's my problem. Like, the way this story said, it said the guy confesses to having sex with a horse, but turns out it's sexual assault on an animal. Like, you can rape animals? Like, I mean, I know you can, but I didn't know that was a charge. I didn't know that, like, it's sexual assault of an animal, which means that the horse didn't really want it, which I wouldn't imagine a horse. I wouldn't imagine the horse would want that, but I'm just confused because I know in other states people do weird things with animals all the time. So I'm wondering if in Maryland it's just not cool to do that, because I feel like in other places they let you get really cozy with your animals, because there's people that do the thing like goat play, and they get goats and they bring them in their room with other people and then they do stuff. So is that legal? Or I don't know. It's weird. I'm confused about it. But here's my question though. This guy, he got charged with like raping his horse. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm for horse rape. I'm not an advocate of horse rape. I support the Horse 2 move. I support the Horse 2 movement. I'm not about horse rape. I just want to know, like, it was a grown horse. According to what I read, it was a grown horse. I want to know, how strong are you? One of my brothers is going to enter a bodybuilding competition in about 60 days. And he's been at the gym probably 4 or 5 hours a day, all day. I don't know, 5 hours all day. So when you think about 5 hours, his 5 hours is just longer than your 5 hours. So like the 5 hours you spent like binging The Office, that 5 hours is shorter than his actual 5 hours. I want to know how strong you got to be to rape a horse. Because I feel like it says that he sexually assaulted this animal, and he might have been framed. I think this guy might have been framed because I don't think that a human could rape a horse. I think he was framed. I think he was set up. I'm similar to a lot of the way that y'all think that Bill Cosby was set up. I'm not going to get into all that, but I'm just saying if anyone was set up, it was this guy, because there's no human. When I mean human, maybe the Hulk or maybe Thanos, because I just saw Avengers. Thanos is super strong. Maybe it was Thanos, but ain't no regular dude just gonna run up in a stable and rape a whole horse. First of all, a horse is tall. I don't really know how high a horse's butt is, because I don't frequent the back area of horses. I'm just saying that man had to be kind of tall, and based on this picture, he looks like he's 5'8". Secondly, from what I gather, horses don't just let you walk willy-nilly behind them. From what I gather, horses kill people. Me personally, I am terrified of horses. I'm terrified. I'd rather lay in a bathtub full of tarantulas, box jellyfish, and use condoms before I walk anywhere near a horse. I'm terrified of horses. So there's no way nobody's gonna walk behind the horse and just give him the wobbledy. I don't see that happen. I feel like this gentleman was framed. I don't know who he's going to contact for his defense. Because the horse was some type of black mare horse. If the horse has that type of name, he can't be a mutt. This has to be a serious horse. So I don't really know what the agenda is, but behind getting this guy hemmed up about this horse, I don't think he did it personally. I don't know this man, but I don't really think that a regular human, there's no regular human that's gonna walk behind a horse and just grab and be like, you need to come here. You gonna do it. You're going to do what I tell you to do. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I feel like it'd be easier to like run up on like a beached whale, because at least the beached whale, he's just on the beach chilling. Like he can't do nothing. But according to the story, this guy broke into the stable, like broke in and then raped this horse. Really, dude? He kicked the door down, ran up in there, was like, ugh. I don't believe it. And I read a lot of weird news stories to y'all. I read a lot of these. And this is the first one where I'm like, this isn't right. I told y'all a couple weeks ago about the guy that stole the fish and put the fish in his pants and ran out the store because he had this diabolical plan. He was going to come up and be like the Scarface of moving exotic fish. And that was believable to me. But okay. You walk into a fish store, grab some fish, and then you run out. I get that. But breaking into a stable and then raping a horse? Nah, man. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. What's this guy's name? Duck. D-U-Y-C-K. Duck. I don't know. free Duck. We freed Meek, locked up Bill, free Duck. I say we free Duck. I'm going to take a brief commercial break, and when I get back, I'm going to tell you guys why Colorado is popping. I'm going to tell you in just a moment. Be right back.
Check out the show built around the women of MMA. From the UFC to the extreme cage fighting, we got the fights covered.
Listen.
It's the Golden State Media Concepts Women's MMA Podcast. The latest news of upcoming fights, discussions of previous matches. Join us as we talk to and about the biggest names in women's mixed martial arts, past, present, and future. When it's the women's fight game, you know where to listen to. The Golden State Media Concepts Women's MMA Podcast.
Welcome back to the GSMC Weird News Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, brought to you on and presented by the GSMC Podcast Network to fulfill all of your podcast needs. That's GSMCPodcastNetwork.com. That's Apple. That's YouTube, wherever you want to find me. It's also GSMC_Weird News, all that. I can be contacting in all those places. This is what I need to tell you about. There's an epidemic going on in Colorado. Apparently, there's a neighborhood. It's a very upscale neighborhood, and the property value is being dropped because there's outrageous, extravagant sex parties happening in this neighborhood. Now, there's a 7,500 square foot house. Like in this is how upscale the neighborhood is. This isn't just your run of the mill, willy-nilly Colorado neighborhood that looks like, I don't know, I can't really name a neighborhood that everybody knows because this show is global. But you know, the one of those little neighborhoods where like everything there is expensive. It's not one of the ones where the houses all look the same and they cost $350,000. It's not one of those. It's a house. It's basically the type of neighborhood that, I don't know, you would live in if you had a lot of money in Colorado. I heard Papa John lives in Colorado. I'm not going to say he lived in this neighborhood, but he may have driven by this neighborhood. That's what I'm saying. Either way, the people in this neighborhood are very upset because there's been outrageous sex parties happening. Somebody found a flyer and it said, "Please bring your own condoms and be respectful of the furniture." Now, when I heard this, I was at a loss for words. I was like, how are you going to pay this much money to live in this neighborhood? And then turns out people are just having sex all in the streets. There's been swingers, there's been alcohol, there's even the chocolate fountain, said somebody that was complaining about it. And then I thought about it. How are you going to complain about it and you know there's a chocolate fountain? How do you know? How do you know? Did you hear that from somebody? No, you was in there too. You were in there too, and you didn't like the vibe, or somebody wasn't feeling you. You weren't able to swing with the person that you wanted to swing with, and you got kicked out of the party. And now you calling the police. Listen, if my house is 7,500 square feet, I'm gonna have all the parties. There is no party I'm not gonna have. I'm gonna have a camel party. I'm gonna have a horse party. In fact, I'm gonna have the guy over who got arrested for attacking this horse and have him tell the story. That's gonna be one of my theater parties. What I also found out was one of the complainants said that they saw people going into the house, and some of them were so elderly they weren't able to make it up the stairs. And I was like, wait, what? Wait, so you're calling the police on old people? And I want to give whoever called the police, it was anonymous, but you get the official hater award, because there's no way if I hear loud music, boom, 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 God's plan. There's no way if I hear that type of music and I look over and I see Henrietta and Charles and Georgetta and Willis walking up the stairs, that I'm going to call the police on them. Because I feel like they only got a couple days, couple weeks, maybe 6 months left anyway. How are you going to call the police on elderly swingers? Let them swing. Let them swing, especially if they're going in there with their partner. They've been with that same partner, I don't know, 40, 50, 60, 100 years. Maybe they both owned slaves together. I don't know. Maybe they both were slaves together. I don't know. But I don't feel like you should be calling the police on old people, especially just because you got kicked out. And they're being responsible. The flyer said, "Please bring your own condoms and be respectful of the furniture." My question is this. If you show up, I just have a question. In fact, I'm going to ask y'all, if you show up to a swingers party and you don't have condoms with you, do they just distribute those? Because I don't think it's that hard to do that, right? Like if you have, because you might just be very cheap. Because I don't feel like it's fair to say, hey, come to my swinger party, come to my Colorado sex party, and when you get here, put your keys in here, and you're going to take the keys out, and whoever you pick, that's who you get to run with in the room. Cool. You get to chill in my 7,500 square foot house. Everybody gets to ride horses around the house because it's that big. You go swim in my pool with mermaids, and you can drink 900-year-old cognac that slaves brewed themselves. But you got to bring your own condoms because it ain't that kind of party. What? That doesn't make any sense. That's like you telling somebody, hey, I'm having a barbecue. Oh, cool. You having a barbecue? All right. Yeah. What do I bring? Oh, don't worry about it, man. We're going to have ribs. We're going to have chicken. There'll be potato salad. There'll be crab. It's going to be crab at the barbecue. Yeah, man. There'll be crab. All right, cool. But just, bring your own plate. Bring my own plate. Bring my own plate. Okay, fine. I guess I'm gonna show up, right? Like, what are you gonna say? Like, what you're gonna say? No. I don't want to have barbecued crab because I'm not gonna bring my own plate. No. I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna complain about it later. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it anyway because that seems like a fun barbecue. That's my little wording for, Check this out. So I don't really know how you guys feel about the party. I'm not somebody that's gonna call the police on that party. If you're somebody that is throwing that party, please contact me on the Twitter, and that way I can interview you so I can find out more about the party, so I can tell the listeners about the party and the info because I just want to know so I can tell other people about the story. I don't want you to get a bad rap. Just contact me, and then just tell me the address, and then what time it is, and who all gonna be there, and then I could tell other people about the situation, not because I want to go, just because I'd like to share info. You understand what I'm saying. Anyway, on to I don't even want to say lighter note because it's not. On to a darker note. There's this transgender witch, right? And she's in prison when she got locked up. When I don't know how this goes. When this person got locked up, they were a man. This person's name was Dwayne. Now this person's name is Jennifer. And she? I don't want to get sued. All right. She is a witch, and she practices what's called Wiccan. And she was upset because they're like, yo, hey, we don't recognize your religion, so you don't get to do your witch stuff in here. You don't get to ride your brooms and wear your hat. And she's like, no, I need to be able to practice my witchcraft. This is important. And the warden was like, well, if you want a vegan meal, then you have to say that you're a Buddhist or a Rastafarian, which I was confused. Here's the thing. I was confused, right? Because I was like, okay, she wants special treatment in foods, but it's prison. Like, it's not fair. Like, my bed is hard. You raped somebody, so your bed's going to be hard. It's prison. But my corn is cold. You broke into someone's house and stole their, I don't know. You stole something from somebody. You get to eat cold corn. That's life. You steal, you eat cold corn. So I'm thinking she's asking for something special. Turns out she just wants a vegan meal, and the warden's like, nah. You got to be Rastafarian or Buddhist to get vegan meal. So you telling me y'all got a whole stack of kale and legumes and I don't know, styrofoam, and y'all won't give it to her? Just give her the meal. Just give it to her. But then the plot thickened, though. The plot thickened. And I'm going to tell you more about the plot thickened as soon as I get back from this commercial. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't be out willy-nilly looking for Thanos' rings either. Be right back.
This is your ultimate stop for everything sports. The Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Should I say more? From the NFL, MLB, the NBA to MMA, it's all in here. The Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Listen now.
Welcome back to the GSMC Weird News Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, brought to you on and presented by the GSMC Podcast Network to fulfill all of your podcast needs. Now, as promised, I told you I was going to tell you guys how this plot thickened. So the transgender witchcraft practicing inmate at this prison wanted to have her special vegan meal. She needed a vegan meal because she said that for her Wiccan craft that they need to respect her and give her a vegan meal. And it turns out they already have vegan meals because they make them for Rastafarian and Buddhists. So they were like, just say you're this and then you can get this. She was like, no. So I was like, man, all she wants is a vegan meal. Then I read the rest of the story. Turns out she wants a little bit more than that. They have this special celebration in Wiccan where they jump over this fire and they dry out these fruits and they cream. So she was like, yo, I'm going to need vanilla ice cream, oatmeal cakes, and dried fruits. Bruh, you're not going to get vanilla ice cream, dried fruits, and oatmeal in prison. What do you think? You think this is some fancy Lunchable? This is not a Whole Foods Lunchable. You don't get to have Haagen-Dazs and special legumes and dry. You know how much dry fruit costs? You know how much that costs? Listen, from what I gather, most of the fruit and so on in prison is dry anyway. So you just got to work that on. You got to work that out on your own. Also, this particular inmate has 40 different infractions. Now, I'm not the one to count people's infractions because I know people that have a lot of infractions. Not that I would be one of them, but I just know. But if you have she been locked up for 4 years for rape. Now, if you have 40 infractions and you went to jail 4 years ago, and when you went to jail, you were a man, and now you're a woman, and you have 40 infractions, I don't really feel like anybody's going to give you ice cream. It's not my place. I'm not the ice cream man. I'm not the ice cream distributor. That's not my job. I'm just saying that you may not be the first on the list to get the ice cream. That's all I'm saying. And I think this may be one of those jails where they let you do the whole 1-2 when you need to change your 1-2. So I think they did that. And yeah, so that's what happened. That's what happened. I'm sticking to it. And so basically I told this story so everyone knows this. Just know that if you go to jail, you're not gonna get stuff. I just need you to know that because I have this feeling that if anyone I ever know goes to jail, real jail, real life jail, when you come out, things are different for you, jail. Things are different for you. I don't know anyone's been to jail, but usually when I hear these stories, everything's it's cool. We were hanging out. We played badminton. We got to watch Netflix. They gave us Lunchables, candy. There was a piñata every Friday. I got a feeling that it's not really like that. And I just think that's what people tell you so that you're not that scared if something pops off. Kind of, it's like the reverse effect from Seattle. I've been to Seattle and turns out it doesn't rain as much as people tell you that it rains. And people in Seattle were like, yeah, we just tell you that it rains a lot so we can keep the California people out of here. I never. So it's one of those lies keep people away. But I think prison lies, if you got homies that go to prison man, it wasn't even that bad, bro. Nah, you just want me to go with you next time and I'm cool. So just know this for the record. If you go to jail, you don't get ice cream. That's it. No matter if you're transgender, pre-gender, post-gender, doesn't matter. You don't get to have ice cream. Check this out. I saw Avengers Infinity War the other day, right? And I thought it was cool. It was a really good movie. And my thing is this. I talked about it a little bit with a couple of my friends and we thought it was cool. Prior to me getting here, I was in a pizza restaurant, the same one that I told you guys about last week when the guy had his foot out. Remember I told you about the guy had his foot out and I had to tell him it's not called I'm here for pizza, not pizza. I didn't tell him that, but he worked there and had his foot out, and I'm still sad about it. I'm still sad. For those of you guys who didn't hear the whole story, please listen to last week's episode. I'm still shaken up about his foot just being out at the restaurant. He was working on the clock and his foot was out, his whole foot. Anyway, check it out. I'm at the same restaurant, right? And there's these guys, and they saw Infinity War as well, but they're talking about next level stuff that I didn't even notice because they've been reading comic books since they were 5 and they still read them now. I talk about the movie. I'm just like, oh my God, that must be terrible to listen to because they've been on a shift 4 hours. And the girl at the register has this look on her face oh, kill me now. And I felt really bad. And I just want to take this time to say, if you're somebody that's at work, like talking a lot about something that maybe nobody else cares about, you got to just be aware of your coworkers. You really have to. You really have to. And I've been guilty of this too, because I've been sitting around and I'll be at work arguing with somebody about LeBron, and some girl is like, kill me now. And I'm like, listen, you just need to understand that just LeBron is the best ever, because when it comes to stats, she's like, I don't care. Sephora and nails. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be going there anymore. He had his foot out, and now when I go there, it's just different. When I went back there the other day, when I went back to this restaurant today, and I saw the place where the guy was chilling with his foot out, I was kind of like, I was a little shook, honestly. And I don't even know. I'm not sure. He wasn't even doing anything with his foot out. His foot was just out, and he was just chilling. Like, if you work here, there's gotta be a break room. They actually have a room in the corner. I didn't know this, but this particular place, let me not give out too many details, but this place has like a whole conference room. I didn't know pizza places had conference rooms, but they had a conference room. You can go take your foot out over there. You don't gotta have your foot out where I'm at. I'm eating here, and your foot is out, and you're not gonna go wash your hands after playing with your feet. If your foot is out now, you're not gonna wash your hands after touching all on your feet. Okay? I'm gonna give you an example. Heads up to all you dudes out there. Y'all know the girl that's like walking around after the club with her shoes off? You know her, right? Her sheets are really dirty because she don't wash her feet when she get home before getting to bed. You want to know why? Because she's walking around with no shoes on now. So if this guy out here got his whole foot out in the restaurant, just chilling, foot just out, he wasn't texting nothing. It was like he was stunting on me, kind of like, what are you going to do about it type of thing. And I know he's not going to wash his hands later. Everybody needs a job. But not everybody needs to have people being passive aggressive around them, because I guarantee people are like, hey Robert, next time can you not never mind, you're doing a good job. Really? How about this? I had a manager once when I worked at this one place, and we had this guy that would come to work, and he was like sour, mad musty. He had like his shirt smelled like he washed his clothes and Sour Punch Kids, and then he had raccoons just make love to his clothes. That's how he smelled. And one of my managers said, hey, is everything okay at home? Like, bruh, like, we're 23 years old. And he was like, no. He was like, yeah, why? And then when this conversation, basically, that's how you got to telling him that he wasn't smelling very good. That's not that hard to do. Just say that, but don't have somebody at work with their foot out because you scared. Anyway, that was some management advice. I know I have some close family of mine that manage people, and they manage certain situations. So that advice was to them. If they ever listen to my show, they'll know, hey, you know what? If I got a barefoot employee, I gotta put my foot down. No pun intended, because Ryan said that it's not a good look, especially at the restaurant. I just don't think it's a good idea. If you work at Pet Boys, that's fine. Have your foot out. Do that. If you work at the pet store, have your foot out. Pets, have your foot out. Pizza, no foot. Peps, foot out. Pizza, no foot. Got it? I think that flows well. Listen, this has been your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, on the GSMC Weird News Podcast, presented on and by the GSMC Podcast Network to fulfill all of your podcasting needs. As always, I'm going to need you to live long, prosper, and watch your potholes. Bless up.